Well, Spurs fans have got used to this place. Mixed feelings about it, I'm sure, as the season has gone on. It hasn't been successful for them in European competition. But those Spurs supporters have come here today confident that they can beat the team that they hope to overhaul in the league by the end of the season. I'm delighted to say that I've been joined for commentary on today's exciting semi-final by somebody who wore the colours of both clubs with distinction. But Clive, I don't think you mind me saying that you do have a little bit more Spurs in your heart, which you'll try to hide today.
Oh yes, I'll be totally impartial, there's no doubt about that, but a really exciting semi-final. Two of the best teams in the country at the moment. Spurs probably edging it for me in the form that they come into this game, but Chelsea at the moment just need to bounce back, and that's why it makes it such an intriguing semi-final.
People talk about the psychological effect on the weeks to come in the Premier League race that this tie can have. Is it a one-off, or will that be a factor?
No, this is a one-off. This is the FA Cup, the best cup competition in the world. It's just a one game where you don't want to lose. There's no place for losers here at Wembley in a semi-final.
Both sets of players ready to take the field. Wembley Stadium, in terms of the seats, is not jam-packed yet, but it will be by kick-off, and we understand there could be a record attendance in place today since Wembley was rebuilt at the turn of the millennium. Martin Atkinson, you can see at the top of your picture, he's the referee, and it's an interesting choice. He was also the ref the last time these sides met in the semi-final here 5 years ago. Chelsea 5, Spurs 1, a game that was notable for the second goal that made it 2-0 to Chelsea. The ball blocked on the line, but a goal was given. Remember, those were the days before goal line technology. Chelsea wanted to score another 3, of course, but that had a huge bearing on the way that the game was played out. Big game atmosphere for a huge game. It feels like the final itself, which is why some people don't like semi-finals being played at Wembley, but it is good that we can have a stadium that can accommodate upwards of 90,000 people. Terrific noise. Spurs have got one giant flag. Chelsea have thousands and thousands of individual blue ones waving in their end. Well, there has been a lot of talk about the Chelsea lineup all day, and the most well-worn rumours have proved to be true. No Diego Costa, no Eden Hazard. And the team shows 5 changes from last weekend at Manchester United. Thibaut Courtois back in goal after illness. Marcos Alonso likewise on the left. Starts for Willian, Batshuayi and Ake, picked ahead of John Terry to be the replacement for the unwell Gary Cahill.
Yeah, and Ake only having played 2 FA Cup ties since coming back from that loan at Bournemouth alongside Luiz and Azpilicueta at the back. And for me, Batshuayi, what can he do? Limited chances this season. Big semi-final appearance for him.
Tottenham's team has also been talked about plenty, with Mauricio Pochettino going with the 3-4-3 formation that was successful against Chelsea in January. Kieran Trippier comes in for Kyle Walker on the right, as has been the way all cup run, and to accommodate the informed Son into the system, he'll play on the left of the midfield 4 in place of Ben Davies.
Yes, a system used by Mauricio Pochettino in that victory against Spurs, so I think that's why he's gone back to it. The only difference being Trippier as right wing back, Son as a left wing back. Harry Kane back from injury and back to goal scoring form. Really is going to be a fascinating encounter.
Really close one to call. Remember, we can go all the way to penalties. It's got to be decided today. Hasn't been replays in the FA Cup semi-finals for a few years now. And a little tweak these days in that if it does go to extra time, a 4th substitute can be used if desired by either boss. What a big game for Michy Batshuayi. Antonio Conte has said this season he'll get his chance when he's ready. Well, presumably that day is now. Either that or he really has fallen out with Diego Costa, who's gone 6 games without a goal ever since talk began to grow about a potential move to the Chinese Super League. Now, before we start today, we will observe a minute's applause in tribute to the former Aston Villa, Middlesbrough and England defender Ugo Ehiogu, Spurs under-23 coach, who I'm sure you'll be aware, tragically, suddenly collapsed and died with a suspected heart attack in the early hours of Friday morning. And our thoughts are, of course, with all those at Tottenham who've worked so closely with him, with all the young players he's been mentoring over the last few years, and of course with all of his countless friends and family. Ugo Ehiogu. Ugo Ehiogu, fondly remembered, a towering presence. For so many years, a teammate of the England manager Gareth Southgate at Aston Villa and at Middlesbrough. And the Spurs family already miss him deeply. Chelsea against Tottenham Hotspur for a place in the 2017 Emirates FA Cup final. It doesn't get much better than this. Blast on the whistle of referee Martin Atkinson gets the game underway. Spurs looking to extend a run of 10 games unbeaten, winning all the last 8 that they've played. Chelsea, meanwhile, have stumbled a little bit in recent weeks. They have lost 2 of their last 4 matches. Can they recover? Can they regroup? Can they strike a blow to their only title challengers? But more importantly, they book a date here again at the end of next month.
Well, it certainly could be all about the way the teams start, and Spurs in the Champions League campaign have found it difficult to have real intensity and pace to their game in the early stages at Wembley, so you can see Chelsea pressing and making it difficult for Spurs to really control the tempo of this game.
Spurs at Wembley this season in Europe, 1-1, drawn 1, lost 2. The dimensions of the playing surface, well, the Wembley pitch is 5 metres longer and 1 metre wider than White Hart Lane. Doesn't sound a lot, but it does make a difference. Spurs, though, have started on the front foot and have forced a corner. Kane playing the ball against Nathan Ake.
It is difficult to explain, but it is also a different surface. It's softer, it's not as quick and slick as that they play on at White Hart Lane week in, week out.
Christian Eriksen with the corner. Won't bother with the surface for this one. It's floated into Alderweireld, who only just missed it. Moses carried it away. Kante couldn't find Pedro. And that sold Ali short. It was well picked off by Azpilicueta, who feeds Willian. It's a lovely first touch from Willian. Across came Dembele, importantly so for Spurs, and Lloris prevents the corner. What a lovely touch of the ball that was from Willian. He's off and running.
He certainly is, but it was a great interception from Azpilicueta. The ball played square to Ali, wasn't of enough pace. He stepped in and set Willian off. Great pace down the right-hand side, and eventually Lloris, as you rightly say, has to deny Chelsea that corner opportunity.
Hugo Lloris is playing only his 2nd ever FA Cup tie. His last was a 2-0 defeat at Arsenal in the 3rd round over 3 years ago. Michel Vorm out with a knee injury, or the Dutchman might well have been selected as he has been in the Cup all season.
Yeah, I think that would have been the case but for Vorm's injury.
Azpilicueta, who is captain for the day for Chelsea, club captain on the bench, Team captain this season ruled out with a stomach bug, Gary Cahill. Ericsson, Kane, picked off by Ake, really good challenge. Flicked by Batshuayi, Pedro. Spurs trying to catch him, he is caught. And the decision is a foul and a free kick. Toby Alderweireld just outside the box, and he's got a yellow card too.
Yeah, he has to, in the end, make a lunging challenge on the edge of that box, and Pedro just toes it away from him in time, but it was an exquisite touch from Batshuayi to set Pedro away. And you see Alderweireld clearly hooking Pedro to the ground. Can have no complaints about one committing the foul, giving away the free kick and receiving that yellow card.
We'll see with this free kick whether it proves to be a booking worth taking, a goal-saving challenge possibly, unless Chelsea could conjure something up here. Spurs skipper Lloris has to decide whether it will be Willian, Marcus Alonso is walking away, or a David Luiz power blast.
Well, Luiz does like to take these free kicks with a straight run-up and almost a side foot connection through the middle of the ball, which makes the ball deviate in the air. Willian also looks well prepared.
Willian was Chelsea's free kick king last season. It's going to be Willian. It's brilliant from Willian! It's only taken Chelsea 4 minutes. Barely a flicker from Antonio Conte. Plenty going on amongst those Chelsea fans though. Willian stepped up. Willian's strike was spectacular. Chelsea won, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Well, the perfect start for Chelsea and for Willian. Luiz takes a back step and Willian fires it round. It is the side for Hugo Lloris to cover. He strikes it well. You can see there's a lot of bodies in front of Hugo Lloris. He won't be seeing that too late, but that has to be his responsibility on that side of the wall.
Trying to push himself off, trying to get the spring to get across. But it was upon him too quickly. There was the tiniest of deflections, and I don't think Lloris was getting there anyway.
No, clearly that was a side that Willian was trying to put that ball in. He executed it perfectly.
The FA Cup semi-final is off. Chelsea have the lead. Willian has his 9th goal of the season. 3 of those have come in this season's FA Cup. Just noticed as he shaped to strike, you said, Clive, about being unsighted behind the wall. Crouching down too. I know he's got to get the spring, but it kind of made the sight of it any easier.
Yeah, he doesn't see that ball until late. It comes round over the shoulder of Dele Alli, and all of a sudden, as soon as he's in sight, he's trying to take off. The pace of the free kick has beaten him before he can get anywhere near it.
David Luiz away from Christian Eriksen. Son. Dele Alli. Trying to lift it through to Kane. So a rather casual clearance from David Luiz. Kane climbs above him, and Azpilicueta has to put it behind for a corner. Penny for Toby Alderweireld's thoughts at this time.
Well, I've got to say that the whole initial move was started with a wonderful challenge from Ake at the other end. Then Chelsea swept upfield, Batshuayi's touch, Pedro's run. Alderweireld had to make the challenge. He got the timing wrong. It's been costly.
Willian brilliant on free kicks. Ericsson usually good on corners. That one's headed away by Ake, who's already proved his worth in the Chelsea side.
Well, I think he's been selected for his athleticism. Certainly, he's the one who can cover situations very, very quickly. He's had a really positive start to this game.
That plane is a Chelsea charter. Antonio reads the banner. And that's what the Chelsea fans are singing now, in praise of their Italian manager, who could well end up as a double winner in his first season at the Bridge. On course, all right. Diet. To Lloris. Here's Vertonghen. In nips Kante. Kante to Batshuayi. Willian a little too close to N'Golo Kante, but he keeps battling.
Tottenham a little bit fortunate because it really was a sloppy pass square that Kante intercepted and just couldn't feed Batshuayi quick enough for him to get a shot away.
Shows that Tottenham are so far having a bad day when you see the Tongan and Alderweireld making mistakes, because normally they have seemingly a telepathic understanding.
Yeah, for me the two best centre-halves in the country. I know Chelsea supporters would feel that Luiz and Azpilicueta for most of the season we've carried alongside him. But no, they've started sloppily, and the result of that Alderweireld free kick has ended up with Willian thumping the free kick past Hugo Lloris.
Diego Costa has put behind him, along with John Terry behind him, the disappointment of being left out of the starting lineup in cheering that Willian strike. It's team spirit. Trippy. Up against Ake. 10 out of 10 for Ake so far. Dembele. Great tackle by Kante, who seems to get 9.5, if not 10 out of 10 every game he plays.
Yeah, Mr. Consistent, and that's what he does so well. Just breaking up play, getting those toe interceptions time and time again.
To Victor Wanyama. Talked about that Spurs selection with Son on the left side of a 3-4-3. He's not been able to get involved in the game at all yet. Frozen out on the left-hand touchline. Might come his way now via Vertonghen. A player in the form that he's been in, down the middle, scoring goals. He's an isolated figure at the moment. That's easy for Thibaut Courtois.
And the question would always be, why change that? Because he has been in scintillating goal-scoring form, joining Harry Kane when he came back into the side and consistently getting into goal-scoring positions.
Batshuayi, here's Kante. Son got across him. To Moses. Goal scorer Willian. And Marcos Alonso. Pedro, trying to leave Dyer behind.
Guys, certainly no hangover from that Manchester United result or performance for this Chelsea side, the way they've started this semi-final.
Well, I was at Old Trafford last Sunday, and it was clear from the start that Chelsea just weren't right collectively, but you're absolutely right, Clive. They have found their game again today. Flag up against Michy Batshuayi. Be a Spurs free kick. Hazard doesn't look too frustrated. Ake will have been since returning to Chelsea from Bournemouth, where he was getting regular game time and impressing. You can see why Chelsea wanted him back when needed, ready to perform.
Well, to this point, he's stepped up to the plate. He's been perfect so far. Been strong, physical with Harry Kane, and as I say, made a wonderful challenge at the beginning of the move for the goal.
Chelsea flying high. Moses. There's a touch that saw the ball get away from him. Martin Atkinson didn't particularly help Tottenham there. Moses got lucky. Challenged by Wanyama, Chelsea's throw.
Has to track Moses right to the far side, and in the end, a well-timed tackle towing the ball out for a throw.
Son finds Kane. Wanyama used his body to hold off Willian. Luis is looking for Kane to win this. It's David Luiz who was better in that aerial duel. Dele Alli now trying to curl one forward for Eriksen. It was always going to run away.
Start, Dele Alli.
To Moses. Goes Dembele. Alonso steers it safely back to Courtois. Eric Dyer. Tongan into the feet of Dele Alli, who was challenged by Azpilicueta. No free kick. You often see them given when the player comes in right through the opponent like that.
Well, the close attentions of Azpilicueta. I thought that Dele Alli had taken control of the ball and then almost just jumps expecting the challenge. Martin Atkinson just waved it away.
That's a good challenge by Wanyama. Dele Alli tries to drift away from the Chelsea tackles. Can't quite get there to keep it in though. Cheekily trying to carry on. I think he knew. Nervous gulp of water for the Spurs head coach. Both were vying with one another to be the underdog, it seemed, yesterday. Mauricio Pochettino saying, if there is one favourite, it is more Chelsea. Antonio Conte countered with, there's a moment you have to finish considering yourself an underdog. It was aimed directly at Spurs. Here's Pedro running directly at Spurs. Blocked by Dyer. There's Willian. Kante. Really good cross, offside. Wouldn't have counted from Batshuayi. He didn't get the power to beat Lloris anyway. Lloris actually got it away, perhaps too hurriedly. I keep wanting to say Vaughan whenever the ball's down that end. I've got so used to seeing him in goal for Spurs in cup ties. Captain Hugo Lloris might be busy again here. Dyer caused all sorts of problems by the pacey Pedro. The energy in that Chelsea front line, I think we maybe have just seen the reason why Diego Costa's been left out so far today.
Yeah, definitely pace and spring in their step for the Chelsea front line, which is just unsettled what normally is a very solid, rock-solid Spurs defence.
For a start for some time too. Back with David Luiz. French Cup winner in both of the last two seasons with Paris Saint-Germain. Trippier. Ball into Kane. Trying to turn and find Dele Alli. Chelsea have made that look as though it was meant all along. I don't think it was.
Well, it was a nice 1-2 with Courtois, but that wasn't what was meant.
Dele Alli. Kane was caught there, and it will be a free kick for Spurs. Kante the offender.
Yeah, I think that the referee was looking at the challenge on Harry Kane as well. Just as he flicks this ball round the corner, Ake catching him. Tried to play advantage. To lift one up towards the edge of that Chelsea box. Ooh, something different. Short shot to Kane, and the effort was deflected, and Chelsea had just switched off for a second there, and Spurs very nearly took advantage. Yeah, it was clever, but Kante stayed alive, and in the end, as Kane takes the touch and trying to work the shooting angle, it's that man Kante again there making an all-important block. It's such invaluable work that he puts in time and time again.
He was the only one ready. They'll all have to be set for this. Ericsson in. Son. Ericsson again. Trippier could deliver a mean cross if used. It is Ericsson. It's helped goalwards and it's in! What a brilliant flick from Harry Kane! That is predatory finishing from a striker who is rapidly becoming one of Europe's best. Spurs level. Class Kane!
Well, that's a wonderful finish from Harry Kane. Chelsea just don't get out quick enough to stop the cross coming in. And when it comes in, Harry Kane improvises, he stoops. You can see there's an opportunity to clear the corner. They work the ball from the right-hand side. And it's actually Kante who doesn't get close enough, allows Eriksen to deliver, and Kane stooping way in advance of that near post. It really is the subtlest of headers, but it's a brilliant one. He just helps it on into the far corner. What a response from Spurs. That man Harry Kane again.
It's the only possible way he could have scored from there. It's actually not the sort of goal you associate Harry Kane with. But he's getting better all the time, scoring all manner of goals. And that's made it Chelsea 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. We could be in, Clive, for one of the classic FA Cup semi-finals here.
Yeah, I think when we were talking about who was favourites, for me there were no favourites. It's such a difficult game to call. Chelsea, without doubt, started the better, but what a response from Spurs. And when you need a goal and you've got a man like Harry Kane, you've always got a chance in their back level.
26 goals this season. That's 4 in the FA Cup, the other 3 all came in one game. At Fulham in round 5. That was something special. That really was.
Guy knew exactly what he was doing. He just had to make a little touch to the ball. He couldn't direct it. He's just helping it back into that far corner area. He had to stoop. It was great improvisation. It's a brilliant finish.
Mr. Eriksen. Lost the ball, it's in towards Kane again. Couldn't stoop that time, as Piliqueta half cleared. Marcus Alonso's mistimed that challenge. Free kick for Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, it's a good spell for Spurs. All of a sudden Chelsea finding it difficult to clear their lines, get the ball out of their final third. And this is a late challenge from Alonso. Although he pulls out, his momentum carries him into Eriksen. Good position now to be delivered from Christian Eriksen.
All eyes on that man. It's Nemanja Matic who's trying to stop him from scoring again. Crisp ball from Eriksen. Batshuayi. Controlling. Up and under. That was just a hoist. Eriksen having a huge influence on the game now. Dele Alli not a massive one yet. Draws Ake in. Ball is poked out via a Chelsea touch. And back into Eric Dyer. Antonio Conte directing traffic on the touchline, joined at the edge of the technical area by Maurizio Pochettino.
It's a complete contrast, isn't it? Conte is really exuberant. Pochettino just standing there, reasonably calm, but just orchestrating his group.
I was just going to say, Clive, it's good to see Antonio Conte back like that, because he barely moved a muscle at Old Trafford last weekend.
Yeah, that was very uncharacteristic of him, and he certainly plays every ball for his team when he's involved in that technical area.
So has overcooked that. Put his hand up to apologise to all of his Tottenham teammates. Let's have another look at the moment when Harry Kane levelled it up.
You can see he's just a yard in front of Ake, but the way he stoops, he knows he's got to make some sort of contact on the cross to get it on target. That really is the subtlest of touches, but brilliantly taken by Harry Kane.
As a former master poacher yourself, Clive, which did you prefer, the thumpers or the little dinks like that?
As long as it went across the line in the back of the net, guy, it didn't matter if you scored from 35 yards, a spectacular one. You just felt the same if you were tapping it in from 2 inches.
Oh, when did you score from 35 yards?
Once or twice, maybe.
Here's Son Heung-min. Progress is held up by Victor Moses. Moses has barely had the chance to cross halfway. Certainly since Spurs got level, they have been the team in the ascendancy.
It's just taken the wind out of Chelsea's sails, and they were really playing well at the beginning of this game, starting to brighten.
And Son, that was a good ball. It teased Dele Alli. It was cleared by David Luiz, who was then caught, and he's hurt.
He's hurt and he's not got up, he's not moved, he's motionless in that penalty area.
We don't attempt fate for the Brazilian, but John Terry might get his chance yet. Christian Eriksen. David Luiz very, very carefully back to his feet. He wants the ball put out. Spurs aren't obliging. Jan Vertonghen now, defenders union. He does. I think Martin Atkinson basically gave him the instruction to do that.
Yeah, Luiz was signalling for that ball to be played out. And Jan Vertonghen, I think he actually kicks. Oh, it's Dele Alli who just stands on his right ankle. If we see it here, he's stretching for the ball, and as he comes down, he's looking away. I'm not so sure that that's intentional from Dele Alli, but it certainly has caught David Luiz on that right ankle.
Yeah, full weight. A really painful one for the Chelsea centre-back. And if it proves to be the end of him today, we might see Chelsea's most famous centre-back take the field for one of his final appearances. Many thought that John Terry would have started with Gary Cahill being out. Nathan Ake has come in instead.
As you see, it's the right boot of Dele Alli. He certainly doesn't know where Luiz's leg is, but it comes down on that right ankle. Just here, you'll see it, the contact is there on Luiz's right ankle.
David Luiz has been described by his manager this season as a warrior. He's going to have to show that now. Looks as though he's going to be okay to continue. Most of his injury problems this season have been higher up with his knees. He's having a look around to see who the perpetrator was.
This is the FA Cup semi-final. I'm not so sure that you would go off. He's walking, he's fine. He's now asking a question, maybe of the referee, Dele Alli. David Luiz is not going to leave this game for that.
He turned 30 yesterday, David Luiz, and how he's matured. Really, ever since that humiliation that he suffered with Brazil at the last World Cup, he's just got better and better since then. Running at full speed now, getting across to Kane. Yeah, he's okay.
I've got to say, I'm not surprised.
Just had a little word with Dele Alli there. The two are close. The two have just done a token brief handshake. Tries to wander through. Azpilicueta gets it away. Actually surprised that he's captain for the day and not David Luiz in this Chelsea lineup.
Yeah, some surprise, but Azpilicueta has been a model of consistency this season.
Victor Moses is going to get to that. Son can't stop the cross. Vertonghen does.
Well, there's absolutely nothing wrong with David Luiz, the way that he sprayed that pass some 60 yards into the path of Victor Moses.
Still painful for the Brazilian defender. Azpilicueta. Moses. Remembers his old days as an out-and-out winger with that move. Willian is held off it. He's still looking at the referee, wondering why there wasn't a free kick for him. Azpilicueta, there's Dele Alli, looking for Eriksen, but that's nowhere near.
Well, the Chelsea players are remonstrating with referee Martin Atkinson for one or two of the challenges. One from Dembele. They're saying that he certainly got hold of Willian there. He sort of manhandles him. Referee wasn't having any of it, and it was in Spurs' penalty box.
Just wonder, had it been outside the box, whether it might have been a free kick. The Spurs counter will have been that they thought there was obstruction the other way. There's Harry Kane holding off Kante. He nearly got through. He tumbled. All of that noise has come from Spurs supporters. There's no chance of a penalty for that.
Yeah, no, Azpilicueta stands his ground and it comes off him as Kane tries to drag it past him. No penalty.
Marcus Alonso. Alderweireld nearly turned that straight to William. There's no mistaking this as an FA Cup semi-final, is there? This is end-to-end. This is all out. Two teams desperate to win.
This is a fantastic game and it's unfolding. It's still one apiece. Anything could happen, Guy. Really fantastic first half an hour.
Son needs the most amount of space that he's had been able to receive the ball. Got away from Moses to find Dele Alli. Kante is, surprisingly, the man who nicks it from him. Alderweireld against his fellow Belgian, Michy Batshuayi.
Interesting confrontation, because we know everything there is to know about Batshuayi from the international group.
Words down the line to Marcus Alonso. Micromanagement. Belgium's boss is here today, Roberto Martinez. He would have been expecting to watch Eden Hazard for 90 minutes, I'm sure, but he's still got Tonga, Batshuayi, Courtois and Alderweireld to see. Still getting used to Roberto Martinez as an international boss. We're so used to seeing him over the years on the touchline for Wigan, Swansea and then latterly Everton.
Great for him to see those international players that are under his control now in such a big, important game, and the way that they handle this sort of situation.
He's one of his men. Jan Vertonghen threading it through for Son. First time from Son. Azpilicueta there to stop the cross, but there'll be another one coming from Christian Eriksen now.
Well, that's great work from Azpilicueta, because the weight of the pass from Vertonghen into the path of Son, inviting him to cross it first time. Thumbs up to the centre half. Good defending from Azpilicueta to cut out that cross.
Eriksen draws breath and then delivers. Away from Courtois by Batshuayi. Eriksen trying to make the angle. Kante's block. Eriksen again. David Luiz was leaving it for Ake, and I don't think he was totally sure that nobody in white was lurking behind him.
Took a bit of a chance there. It was only that Ake was just tracking back into the penalty box, and he picked it up. It was a sloppy clearance from Batshuayi that kept the pressure on that Chelsea rear guard.
Gone already. Where did all that go? Terrific cut up. By Trippier.
Much to Conte's disgust, he's on that touchline.
Willian. Dele got to it. Given away to Trippier. Dele Alli finds Eriksen. And fancies his chances.
Good work from Matic. He just went in behind Ake just to protect him and intercepts Ali as he looks as if he's getting goal side of that left side of the Chelsea defence.
Dele Alli down. Chelsea fans are booing that. I didn't think there was any reason for it. He's back to his feet now. Interesting that Spurs have looked better going forward since they just switched things around with Eriksen going into the middle and Dele Alli onto the right.
Christian Eriksen getting more involved in that central position.
Harry Kane in front of the pair of them. Here's Vertonghen. Son. To Wanyama. Trippier. Dembele. Son versus Moses. No way through. Dembele. Belgium equation, of course. Plenty of Red Devils on the field.
Chelsea's tempo has definitely decreased in terms of the way that they've closed down since that Spurs goal. They've dropped away a little bit, allowed Spurs to dictate the tempo of the game with their possession.
Son. Early to Kane. David Luiz was pulling and then pushing. Free kick.
He just strikes for the ball, and Harry Kane takes the touch and moves it away. As he's telling Luiz there, you watch, he takes the touch, moves it away just there before Luiz strikes to make the interception. Drew the foul, good play from Kane holding the ball up.
Bella turns away from Matic but ran into Kante. Ericsson. Trippier, quite as dynamic down the right as Kyle Walker, but he can deliver a very good cross when he gets the chance. Free kick Spurs.
Yeah, he's caught there, Trippier, as he clips that ball inside. There's a late challenge on him. The assistant is literally a yard away from it. It's Alonso again. See here, he just strikes on his right ankle as he turns that ball round the corner.
It's a couple that Marcos Alonso has not quite got right. Stuart Burke couldn't have been better positioned to wave his flag. Ericsson to put it in. He's gone right away to the back of the box. He's going to have to travel an awfully long way to reach him. Something Spurs have worked on, obviously. I'm surprised to see him figure at some point in this set play. Over from Ericsson, it won't reach Dele Alli, but Ericsson can put another one in now from the corner.
That's a good delivery, and Kante going back towards his own goal in the end makes a really important interception. I think it's going to be Son, who is onside, who is just about to sweep the ball in from Ericsson's cross. Good interception from Kante.
That will come from Ericsson. And it goes by Alderweireld. It was Victor Wanyama popping up. Came at him quickly. Vertonghen. It's a cracking cross, and it's only just wide. Eric Dyer got to the front of the queue.
Well, that's the type of cross it's almost impossible to deal with when it comes in at that pace. And Dyer makes a really good run across the front of defenders. He times it well, it's just the direction. Unlike Harry Kane, he can't quite get it just inside that far post.
Spurs throw. Spurs on top at the moment. 1-1 the score. Yama. Since Spurs drew level, Chelsea have barely crossed the halfway line.
No, they've dropped away, they've not pressed in the same manner that they did from the beginning of the game, and Spurs have gone from strength to strength.
They can let that one roll, and everybody in the stadium can just take a breath, because the pace of this game has been so intense. From 0 minutes to 36. A
long way to continue by.
I've seen some football. Chelsea pensioners in attendance at Wembley. I'm happy to come back at the end of May to watch Antonio Conte's Blues. Conte won the Coppa Italia once as a player, 1995, never won it in his time in charge of Juventus, lost one final. Towards Kane, and Kane tries to control. It was an awkward one to properly deal with, just allowed Nathan Ake ascent.
I'll tell you what, guys, a fantastic ball. It was a difficult one for Kane to bring down. He did get in behind Ake.
On the ball now. Batshuayi. It's a nice knockdown for Pedro. He's asked a little too much of Willian. Kane. David Luiz had to beat Dele Alli to that.
Oh, he had to strain every sinew there, David Luiz, because he has to get something on that. Good interception. Dele Alli's looking to get onto the flicked header from Harry Kane.
Tom. Try to win it. Spilicueta does that for Chelsea. Tonga. Trippier started to threat to come in from the right wing. Eriksen didn't consider that an option. Son's made a dart now. That's the perfect option for Vertonghen. And David Luiz is the cover again for Chelsea. And the flag is up anyway against Son. He had gone just a moment too soon.
Yeah, just took off a fraction too soon, but David Luiz couldn't take any chances. He's taken up some really good covering positions, last-ditch interceptions at times. No problem with that left ankle now.
And his mood has certainly improved markedly in the first quarter of an hour of the game. Eriksen. Trippier. Two in the box. Dele Alli's arriving. The ball was perfect though for Courtois. Too high for Kane. Just right for Chelsea's luminous clad goalkeeper.
Spurs have certainly moved the ball quicker and faster. Fewer touches and moving the ball forward.
That's given away to Eriksen. Too straight. Straight at Courtois.
Another errant square pass from Chelsea, this time from Spilicueta, straight to Christian Eriksen.
Christian Eriksen was a scorer when these sides met for the first time this season in November.
A goal struck from a very similar position.
That finished Chelsea 2, Spurs 1 at Stamford Bridge. Now David Luiz is down again, this time holding his head. All the blows. Chelsea, number 30.
The back of Christian Eriksen's head, he's sort of headed the back of his head after Eriksen just touches the ball.
Just thinking about these two clubs and where they're positioned. We know they're the top two in the Premier League, Clive, but if you think about the redevelopment of White Hart Lane, it's soon to happen at Stamford Bridge. Arguably the two clubs primed for the most exciting times in the next decade or so.
Oh, absolutely. I think the investments that both clubs are making, the new stadium, the quality of their squads that they're amassing, yeah, two of the top teams for a number of years to come, I'm sure.
We'll be seeing them here a lot at Wembley. Spurs expected to be here next season, and maybe Chelsea to follow them as tenants when work begins at Stamford Bridge. I don't think the fans take too kindly on both sides to all the seats being red. Lifted up towards Eriksen. There's Kante. Through to Batshuayi. Kante has an option in Moses right. Here is Victor Moses, and Son didn't quite get that right. Was that in or out? It was in! It's a Chelsea penalty! Ian Hussin, the assistant, was the man who waved his flag. Son is finding the defensive side of that left-hand side role in a 3-4-3 difficult.
Well, Guy, he goes too early. He goes to ground too early. Victor Moses, he just slides the ball past him with his first touch, and then you can see he rides the challenge. It's the assistant that makes up Martin Atkinson's mind. He comes across, he just goes underneath Victor Moses. It's a silly challenge from Son, and then eventually Martin Atkinson, certainly working with his assistant, has given the penalty kick.
Looking at the replay, I don't think there's an argument. Clever from Moses, very naive from Son Heung-min. He's a forward, and it looked that way with that tackle.
Yeah, he laid down to make the challenge too early, and Moses was clever. He knocked the ball past him, drew the challenge.
Willian has already scored one. Willian has scored two. Chelsea have the lead again at Wembley. Chelsea 2, Tottenham 1.
And there'll be a relieved Chelsea because it's come off the back of Spurs' best spell of the game from the equaliser. The game's been, the majority of the play's been for Spurs. They counter, get into Spurs' penalty box, win a penalty, and Willian dispatches it perfectly as Lloris goes away to his left-hand side.
Very coolly taken. What a reprieve that is for Chelsea. They've been on the back foot ever since Spurs drew themselves level. And Son Heung-min was drawn into a tackle that he didn't really have to make. And it's Antonio Conte's team that has the upper hand with half-time looming. Willian in the last few weeks has been linked with a move away. Manchester United, one name mentioned, and maybe a chance to be reunited with Jose Mourinho. What a valuable player he is. That's 10 goals this season, and he's been a substitute more than he started.
And you've got to say, Conte's decision to play him today. Song's gone down too early, so now he can't control what's going to happen. As soon as Victor Moses just side-foots that past him, you can see he's already going, but there's going to be contact because of the momentum, and Song is completely out of control of the challenge.
There's contact. Here's Moses. Trippier. Thought Batshuayi was going to get onto that for a second. Oh, Lloris very nearly took it out of his area. I don't think he quite crossed the line.
I think Hugo Lloris does ever so well because it looks like he's sliding out. He almost juggles the ball to keep it in the 18-yard box.
It's like a cricketer on the boundary, letting go before he made contact with the boundary rope. That's a foul. That will be a free kick for Chelsea, and Moussa Dembele's angry reaction will earn him a talking to at the very least. Let's have another look at this from Hugo Lloris. Does he let go in time? Oh, he does handle outside the area, you know. He did get a hold.
He did. I thought he left the ball alone there after that touch, but he clearly just pushes the ball back in over the line. He's got away with one now.
Very difficult for the assistant referee, who was right in line to see that. He was looking through a crowd of players. Kieran Trippier. We are into the first of 2 minutes added on to the end of a breathless first half at Wembley.
What a shame, there's only 2 minutes left of his first half.
Well, I don't know about that, I need a break. Others could do with one too. Son Heung-min and Victor Moses, the two men at the centre of the last goal, the penalty dispatched by Willian. Harry Kane has levelled it up for Spurs once. He's looking across for Son here. Son against Moses at the other end. Dembele had to turn back into Pedro. And a free kick for Chelsea for Dembele's over-eager attempts to retrieve.
No rush now because they'll be more than happy, I feel, to go in with this 2-1 lead at half-time.
Marcus Alonso. Michy Batshuayi. Turned past Alderweireld. Trippier was there to stop any further progress. Trippier's looking for Kane. Didn't get anything on it. David Luiz. Wanting to find Batshuayi. Alderweireld dropped back. Oh, that looked like a foul. It is
a clever pass from Luiz, and Batshuayi just wasn't on the same wavelength.
Well, Marcus Alonso's getting involved here, and getting involved once too often. He has committed a couple of fouls. There was another one there, and then he delayed Spurs taking the free kick.
Yeah, that was a combination of his offences, totting up, and then referee Martin Atkinson was having no more of it.
3 years ago he was on the wrong end of a Wembley result in the Sunderland side, beaten by Manchester City in the League Cup final. It's going well for his Chelsea team today so far. Spurs have a free kick now, with just about time to take it before we hear the half-time whistle.
Chelsea just killing it. Batshuayi, Willian just standing over the ball, not allowing Spurs to take it quickly.
And that will do it for the first half of this season's first Emirates FA Cup semi-finals. What a half it's been. Willian with a superb free kick. Harry Kane with a very clever header to equalise. And then with half-time looming, Son Heung-min went to ground and paid the price. Moses went over his legs, and Willian scored his second goal of the afternoon. Let's hope the second half continues in this fashion. It's been brilliant. It is Chelsea 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Welcome back to Wembley, which looks a picture and has been the stage for a scintillating FA Cup semi-final so far between Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur. Mauricio Pochettino unhappy at being behind at the break and engaged in conversation with fourth official Neil Swarbrick, presumably about the award of a penalty, which made it 2-1 to Chelsea.
Well, he's probably saying that there was no contact from Son's challenge, but for me, certainly he's out of control of that challenge. As soon as he lays down, no arguments that that was a correct decision from the referee, Martin Atkinson.
Changes made by either head coach for the beginning of the second half. It's Chelsea who get things going again. David Luiz, who looks for Victor Moses. Watch for his duel with Son Heung-min. That was the big talking point at half-time.
The guy you don't want, Son Heung-min, back in that position. You want him higher up the field, certainly coming from a higher position on the left infield to join Harry Kane. Defending back there as a left wing back, not for Son Heung-min.
Underlines, I suppose, the problem that Spurs have had ever since the injury to Danny Rose. Sustained a problem with his knee at Sunderland at the end of January. Problem for Harry Kane there. He was fouled. Spurs have a free kick.
Yeah, as for the question, catching Kane as he just swivels on the pass and knocks it past the Chelsea defender. He's not going to let him progress from there. Clearly catches his ankle.
Out. Looking for the run of Son. Moves his head around. It's Quetta further away from Kane. Just a reminder on the bottom of your picture of the teams out on the Wembley field. changes from last weekend at Manchester United. Spurs just a couple from their second 4-0 win in a row. They put 4 past Bournemouth last Saturday. Watford the week before that. Got to find at least one more goal today. There's Dembele holding off Kante. Dele Alli bumped off it by David Luiz. David Luiz unhappy with the way Dele Alli went down. Spurs fans unhappy with his reaction.
Yeah, Maurizio Pochettino not happy as well, and they feel it's obstruction because you can see Luiz clearly not playing the ball. The ball's advanced. He stops Dele Alli making progress.
Spurs throw. Trippier will take it. Conversation still going on involving David Luiz. He's an engaging character for teammates and opponents alike. He never minds having a chat. Poor clearance that by Lloris. Son's helped him out. Dembele. Down goes Dele Alli. Doesn't get anything again. Chelsea have the ball. Dyer just stepped in front of Pedro. That'll be a free kick. And that's Kante on Wanyama.
Yeah, it's all very tetchy at the beginning of this second half.
There's always been a bit of that when these sides have met over the years. Not only in your playing days, in your dad's before then.
Yeah, absolutely right.
The Allen line is strong in both these clubs.
My father and myself played for both clubs. My father joining Spurs from Chelsea.
Eric Dyer finds Victor Wanyama. Now Eric's. It's a good challenge from Ake, who's had a good game. Ryan Kew, of course, doesn't quite have the room for that manoeuvre to work on the touchline, and now Kane has given Matic the slip. Across comes David Luiz to stop the cross. Spurs corner coming.
Clever play from Kane, just holding Matic off as the ball's thrown down the line. But Luiz was very alert to deny Kane the chance to fire that ball across the 6-yard box.
Spurs goal from an Eriksen cross. Spurs 2 goals against Chelsea in January from Eriksen crosses, both headed in by Dele Alli. Something different this time. Son. Didn't work. Eriksen not tuned into that. Kante kept it in, just. Trippier. Not quite as flowing and exciting in the early minutes of the second half. It's a little bit more cagey now.
It is, yeah. Chelsea have dropped away, whereas they started the game, I thought, with real intensity in the way that they closed down. Just seem to have dropped away. They will allow Spurs possession in their own half, trying to keep their shape defensively.
Wanyama. Son. Playing off Batshuayi. Should be back in action for Tottenham Hotspur soon. Might even be at Crystal Palace on Wednesday night. Can't come soon enough. Ben Davies has performed pretty well in his absence, unlucky to be left out of the lineup today. Dembele was well read by Azpilicueta, pumped forward by Moses, but too soon for Batshuayi's liking.
Yeah, he was expecting Batshuayi to take off down the channel, pumped it into that area, and that's why he ended up just not moving, much to Victor Moses' frustration.
Batshuayi is the very definition of a lone forward now. Pedro's just made a little gentle jog to join him, but there's a big distance between him and the rest of his teammates now.
Yeah, they're dropping back into their own half, Chelsea. They're almost begin to protect the lead that they have. He's orchestrating every single player, telling them where to run, where to close.
A bit more relaxed approach, as is always the way from Mauricio Pochettino. In his flair-minded Argentinian way, getting the better of Conte's defence. Oh, it has! What a ball, what a goal! Dele Alli is in to equalise.
It's the same combination that came up trumps in the Premier League game. Eriksen clipping that ball in between the centre-halves and Ali making that run. In the Premier League game it was two-headed finishes. This is an unbelievable pass from Eriksen and a brilliant finish from Dele Alli. Left-footed, half-volley. As soon as he turns, he looks for the run. Ali's signaling where he wants it delivered. He puts it on a spot. Left foot. That's such a difficult finish on the half volley, but he thunders it into the corner of the net.
Chelsea 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Dele Alli nets against Chelsea again. He's hardly had the opportunity to put any influence on the game, but goodness me, he's done that now. Hard to know which was better, the cross or the finish. Dele Alli again, challenged successfully by Ake. No penalty, despite the Spurs screams. None from the players.
No, good time tackle from Ake. But should we be surprised? This game has come to life once again.
And he dunked to the turf once again. There's Vertonghen. Vertonghen caught by Willian. Spurs on the front foot. Spurs get a free kick. Kane went down on the edge of the area.
Yeah, Aspilicueta stepping across Kane as he toes the ball by him.
Atkinson has got to keep his focus very sharp because there's so much happening, and it's nearly all happening around that Chelsea penalty area now, although it's a free kick. Thought at the moment that Wanyama had lost possession in a very costly place.
I think Batshuayi's a little bit unlucky here. This is the challenge from Ake on Dele Alli. As you can see, clearly a really well-timed sliding tackle. Plays the ball away, Ali then tumbling to ground, no penalty.
It's the Dele Alli song that is being sung by the Spurs fans now. Chelsea fans' arms folded. They've seen their side lose the lead for the second time in the game. "20 goals this season for Dele Alli. Double his tally in his first Spurs season.
Well, the hallmark of a good striker and goal scorer is that you can keep going and wait for that one chance. And he's had a frustrating time so far this evening, but when that ball's delivered by Eriksen, and it was a magnificent ball, he still has a lot to do to finish it. It's a fantastic left foot half volley.
You know, we talk about assists and you look at the stats, and some players make more goals than others, but that almost deserves an assist with a gold star by it, that ball from Eriksen. That was just measured to perfection.
Yeah, Dele Alli just pointed in the direction where he wanted it delivered, and it was on a sixpence. Beautiful ball from Eriksen.
There's Dembele. Dele Alli met by David Luiz. Pedro. Wanyama. Willian. He got a foot to it. Throws his head to it.
This is an FA Cup tie.
It isn't half. Another superb Wembley occasion. London being lit up for it, from it, as the April evening shadows lengthen in the capital. Free kick Spurs. It's been a very scrappy couple of minutes.
There's lots of challenges going in. William just following through there on Wanyama.
That was wild, and credit to Wanyama for not making a great deal of it. Chelsea a little bit rattled and flustered.
Batshuayi's going to get a yellow card if he's not careful. He's standing too close. The referee's asked him to retreat. He hasn't moved.
It's not going anywhere. Eric Dyer. That's Jan Vertonghen.
Right, game level, moving towards the hour mark. Who's going to be the first of the coaches to make a change? Could it be a positive change, or could it go against their side?
What a tackle that is by Kante. And now Pedro. Couldn't take it in his stride to use his pace. How about his skill? It's good. Now he brings in Willian. Batshuayi well positioned. That's a superb block. Classic defending from Jan Vertonghen. Eriksson has now managed to get the ball up towards Dembele. Son was off balance and was forced further that way by Azpilicueta. Spurs are doing everything in a hurry. Dele Alli keeps on going, runs into David Luiz, but he's won that corner all by himself.
But really positive from Dele Alli, the way that he tries beyond Azpilicueta and then draws David Luiz out.
Spurs attacking their fans' end in this second half, and it's non-stop attacking. For once, Christian Eriksen doesn't get it right. Dembele.
Time for Hazard, I feel, Guy.
Pulled back to Dembele. It's a huge deflection. It's a block. It's a corner again.
Yeah, Chelsea need to keep the ball. They need to retain possession of the ball. It's all Spurs at the moment.
It's going to be a double Chelsea change in a moment. And it is those two. Out comes Courtois. He didn't get much on it, just enough. Swung in by Trippier. Kante away. Dele Alli, brilliantly done. That wasn't though.
No, that's unlike Dele Alli, because he scored a goal similarly in the last couple of Premier League games from that sort of position. It was a bold choice by Conte to leave them on the bench. Is he going to get the response from the players introducing him into the game on the hour?
And if you're going to put two players on into an occasion like this, what a two to have in reserve. Master goal scorer, one of the best goal makers, who weighs in with a few himself, of course, Eden Hazard. Free kick Chelsea. Christian Eriksen on the field. Eden Hazard about to come onto the field. Tomorrow we get to see the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, Mesut Ozil. Have there ever been better goal creators 2 days running at Wembley?
No, 4 great teams in the semi-finals. And if this is the start of it, Guy, we must expect great things again tomorrow as well.
Batshuayi is going off. Selected ahead of Diego Costa, but makes way for him now. And Willian too. Selected ahead of Eden Hazard. And he's proved his worth with a free kick and a penalty put into the Tottenham net. Looks really disappointed to be coming off. With Eden Hazard finally getting a run to great Chelsea cheers. I suppose, though, Clive, every player should look disappointed to be coming off, especially from a game like this.
Yeah, you don't want to leave a game like this. Certainly you've had a contribution in the way that Willian has. Will Maurizio Pochettino react now after that double substitution?
Diego Costa and Moussa Dembele, of course, too. Remember last May, the end of the season, the Battle of Stamford Bridge. It all got a little out of hand between these two. There's a free kick. Pedro was just too sharp. Got in front of Wanyama cleverly. Matic. He's barely had the chance to spend any time on the ball. David Luiz. Matic. Brings in Diego Costa for the first time. Down to Alonso. Cross is blocked by Kieran Trippier. And it will bounce out, I think, for a throw-in, not a corner.
It is amazing how players have an influence, and immediately they're trying to play balls into the feet of Hazard, playing in and off of Hazard, Costa, sorry.
Sign of how the game has gone, that in terms of changes, Antonio Conte has blinked first. Alonso in, Costa on a touch, and it's cleared by Son. Kane, nicely down to Dele Alli, chased by Azpilicueta. Can he find Eriksen? Christian Eriksen caught in two minds. It was a difficult one for him.
Yeah, difficult ball to bring down. He throws himself at it but can't get any purchase in the header. Good break from Spurs. Kane linking up with Ali again. Eriksen trying to join on the far side.
Offside Marcos Alonso. Spurs free kick. Expansive ball all the way from one side to the other. Another viral. Spurs fans have generally been slightly the louder throughout the course of the afternoon, but it's Chelsea making the noise now, and with good reason as Kante takes up possession. Can he find a way through to Hazard? It's Alderweireld who stopped it from reaching Costa in the first place. Trippier finds Eriksen. Son. Eric Dyer. There's Dembele, here's Son Heung-min. Past Moses, into the feet of Dele Alli. So trying to get onto the alley lift. Eriksen. Trippier who will try and attack that. It's Marcos Alonso with him. There's Wanyama urged to shoot by the Spurs fans, so that's what he did, unsuccessfully.
Yeah, not one of his strongest points, Wanyama.
Looks as though Spurs are going to revert to something more like the team we're used to seeing. Kyle Walker is going to come on. Kyle Walker, who hasn't played any part in this season's FA Cup run. There's, of course, an automatic choice in the Premier League. Might well be Son who goes off, and possibly a change to the left for Kieran Trippier. Walker, presumably, Clive, will operate down the right.
Yeah, and I think that's a pointer towards Hazard coming on and Walker trying to pick him up and certainly deal with him.
Easy run from Eriksen, then finds Kane, who slipped. That spoilt the quality of his cross. Hazard. Diego Costa. Flag up against Diego Costa. Played at breakneck pace throughout the first half. Understandably, that pace has dropped, and it's more a tactical battle now. You can see the minds at work on the touchline.
No one wants to make a mistake now, Guy. It's on us even at the moment. No one wants to make a mistake that could be so costly.
Eric Dyer. Up and away. Hugo Lloris completely untroubled in the second half so far. 21 minutes of it have been played. Kane. Dele Alli. Kane has Eriksen in the centre. He's got Trippier arriving on the right. Done well to keep it for as long as he has. Finally, it's won by Nathan Ake. That's a collector's item. Oh, a waste of a pass from N'Golo Kante.
Yeah, it's just an aimless, really punch-up field because Chelsea are finding it difficult to keep possession. Any concerted spell of possession in this second half now.
Free kick. Diego Costa on Moussa Dembele. Watch that space. Son. Enthusiastic burst, perhaps mindful that he's the player who's about to be replaced.
But again, it was a fantastic little toe from Kante, who's tracking him back.
Trippier. Eriksen. Kane. Trippier. Could curl it around Marcus Alonso. And now Spurs will make the change. And Kyle Walker will get a Wembley run. Taking the place of Son Heung-min. Seems a long time ago. The end of the first half when he slid in and immediately regretted it. Chelsea penalty as a result, dispatched by Willian. Walker on and immediately runs to the right, and Kieran Trippier will go to the left-hand side.
Yep, with some information for Kieran Trippier, but I think Walker will be coming into that area to try and deal with Hazard.
Stanley Sides at Wembley, walking inadvertently took the ball in his own net in the League Cup final 2 years ago. Luis ignored the run of Kane, kept his eyes focused on the ball to head away. Dembele. Walker. Presented that to Marcus Alonso. Hazard. Dyer stood firm. Diego Costa's eyes lit up at that though, and Luis had to be quick. Ake. Matic. Alonso. Find Hazard. Walker. Kane, just tapped at by Ake.
Yeah, just clips the back of Harry Kane's calf. He's not happy, is he? And you can understand why.
Who has scored both Chelsea goals today.
Isn't there? Is it before the storm?
There's a storm coming, all right. 2-2. Just over 20 minutes of the 90 to go. We could be primed for an extra half hour. Who knows what lies beyond that. Could well be all the way to penalties. Spurs look the more likely at the moment to get the next goal, but that was the case when it was 1-1 too. Walker back to Dembele. Wanyama. Trippier. Wanyama thought better of the shot this time. Walker. Marcus Alonso did well enough. And Spurs have a corner, and with Christian Eriksen taking it, that usually spells danger.
Yeah, Alderweireld up. I'm sure Vertonghen will join him. Coming late, Vertonghen.
Eriksen swings it away from the goal. It was headed by Azpilicueta. Back in from Vertonghen. Wanyama across. No white shirt able to pick up the pieces. And that's a good ball from Pedro to try and get Hazard away. Well policed by Dembele. Eriksen to Kane. Spurs corner. They are racking up. cover from Ericsson. Costa who heads away. Ericsson trying to make the space for the cross. Dembele. Couldn't poke it through to Kane, it was blocked by Costa. Dembele, it's an all-Belgian battle with Hazard.
He just wanted it more than Hazard. That's twice he's dispossessed him in a matter of seconds.
Trippier goes down the left, Wanyama doesn't take that route. It's Dyer. It was too strong for Ali and it was never going to reach Trippier. Moses. And Moses is tripped. That's a tactical foul conceded by Dele Alli. He's bought himself a booking there.
He has, but it's a silly challenge. He's now on a knife edge, is Dele Alli. Certainly was enough players defensively. You can see Moses, the left boot, clips his legs.
Always that about him, always has that about him. Well, here's the third and final Chelsea change, so with 17 minutes to go and then maybe another half an hour. That said, if it does go to another half an hour, they could use another substitute. That'll do it for the rest of the 90 anyway. Cesc Fabregas on for Pedro. And there's a former Arsenal player and now a Chelsea player who gets the reception he's always going to get from Tottenham.
A warm welcome.
FA Cup winner with Arsenal in 2005. As a teenager.
I think it's an interesting change, is it, that Conte wants this done in 90 minutes. He's not looking at that extra time and the need for maybe a substitution if it goes that far.
He's only got defenders left to throw on, all his attacking options used. And it is Chelsea attacking now. This is as close as they've been to the Spurs goal all half. It's a corner for Conte's Blues. Over it comes, David Luiz tried to get there. Here's Eden Hazard! He found a way through! It's the Blues who strike the next blow. An absolute sucker punch for Spurs. One Chelsea attack, one goal. Chelsea 3, Spurs 2.
Guys, their first strike on target in this second half, and when the corner's headed out, Eden Hazard is standing on the edge of the box completely unmarked. And what does he do? Look, he's completely free there. It comes to him, he takes a touch, and then he drills it. He drills it perfectly back through the crowd. Hugo Lloris, clearly unsighted, doesn't see it, can't react. It's in the bottom corner. Chelsea lead again.
When he was needed most, Chelsea's main man leaves the bench to give them control of the FA Cup semi-final once again. Chelsea have lost the lead twice. You wouldn't believe it would happen a third time. Free kick Spurs. They will throw everything at this now.
We talked about who was going to make the first move. As regards the coaches, Conte's introduction of Costa and Hazard has come up trumps for him.
Ericsson can't shoot from here. They look for the right delivery up to that line that's been drawn on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. All the noise at Wembley is Chelsea noise. Ericsson's ball in, it took a Chelsea touch, it'll be another Spurs corner.
Big touch from David Luiz. Important touch as that ball's delivered into the 18-yard box.
Ericsson to take the corner. Villarreal's moving here, there and everywhere. Diego Costa got his head to it. Kieran Trippier. Kyle Walker. Tongan got the better of Marcos Alonso, only then to tamely give away possession. Walker. Trippier had no other option, it's back to Lloris. Spurs fans stare into the sun and are staring at a 7th successive FA Cup semi-final defeat right now. Dele Alli, Kyle Walker. Alonso's toe poke takes it Dele Alli's way. Trippier. Dembele. Walker. Dyer. That will go harmlessly through to Thibaut Courtois. Spurs contemplating another substitution in a moment. Might be a bit of a surprise. George, Kevin and Kudu, who's had limited opportunities. Looks as though he's getting ready.
As the introduction of pace, that was obviously what Mauricio Pochettino thinks is going to make the difference.
And here it comes. The French under-21 international winger is going to take the place of Victor Wanyama, so it is all about running at those Chelsea defenders. Pace, pace and more pace.
Yeah, and putting another player higher up the field as well.
Wanyama. Awkward for Ake.
Oh, you have to say Conte got it right with his substitutions. This is certainly a throw of the dice as far as Mauricio Pochettino is concerned.
Andrew, when you're putting those two on, you can't get it wrong, can you? The timing.
Well, you never know how they're going to respond having been left on the bench.
Here is Eden Hazard, who stands to be the match winner. And he's been clipped there by Wanyama. Free kick Chelsea, and here comes that Spurs change.
Guy, that's clever play from Hazard. That's why he's been introduced, just to get on the ball, draw fouls, break play up.
So on comes Kudu for just his 15th Spurs appearance, and 13 of those have been as a substitute. Signed from Marseille at the start of the season. And you wear number 14 for Spurs, you've got to be good, following in the footsteps of the likes of Ginola, Poyet and Modric. Chelsea's number 10 is pretty special. Eden Hazard finds Cesc Fabregas. Back to Hazard. Took it away from Costa. It's Matic with the ball driver! Matic takes the net off! That is some strike from the Serbian to put Chelsea in control and have them heading back to Wembley for the FA Cup final.
Well, there's disbelief on the Spurs fans' faces. That was a strike that was unstoppable. Hugo Lloris, no goalkeeper in the world would have saved that. He's rolling back invitingly for Matic to strike. He hits it with his favoured left foot. It's good interplay here from Fabregas and Hazard. And as he rolls it, it's inviting. Go on, hit it. Oh, that is magnificent. It's an unbelievable strike. Probably the match-winning strike in this FA Cup semi-final.
That's a goal that Nemanja Matic would have dreamed of. He could not have hit that any more sweetly.
Guy, you just do not stop that.
Unreachable, unstoppable. Nemanja Matic has never scored a goal for Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. He's got one of the best they've ever scored at Wembley. Chelsea 4, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Free kick Spurs. Dembele unhappy with Fabregas. Kudu. Dyer. There's Eriksson. What have Spurs got left? Dele Alli with the turn, but doesn't benefit him or his side.
Chelsea have dropped away. They've got a two-goal lead to protect now.
I wouldn't think Chelsea would be surrendering this. You would not expect, in many, many years of watching football, any Antonio Conte side to let this go. As a coach or as a player before that, he was solid. His team's generally solid. Thrown into Dembele. Eriksen. Dembele, ooh, he thrust his arm in there. And you can see just why Azpilicueta is angry.
Just watch this, Hugo Lloris. Even if he springs to his left now, he's not getting anywhere near that guy. That is an absolutely sensational strike from Matic to win this FA Cup semi-final for Chelsea.
Here we are getting towards the end of April. If you're going to score your first goal of the season, save it for something really, really special. Look at Kurt Zouma, look at John Terry. Faces of disbelief. Through to Hazard, who's onside. He's beaten Lloris. Pulled back for Alonso. And Alderweireld made the stop.
That's why he's been introduced, Hazard. All of a sudden, Chelsea have come to life. He's been a big, big threat, scoring the third, making the fourth. And all of a sudden, it looks like Chelsea are on their way to the final.
Very nearly making number 5. Victor Moses. There's Fabregas. Moses just behind Diego Costa. Oh, you can see a lot of the life has been sucked out of Spurs now. They can't be composed for the rest of this. They've got to be hell for leather. It's brilliantly executed by Moses. Alonso times it right to meet Walker. Hazard holds off Walker. What a player, what a professional. That's played through for Diego Costa. You were making the point, Clive. He could have been disappointed, he could have sulked a little, but when introduced at just the right time, he was ready to win the game.
Well, good players answer their critics, don't they? And they also, if they have disappointment, they prove people wrong. And Hazard certainly come into this game and his contribution has been immense.
Spurs' record in FA Cup semi-finals looks like it's continuing. This is their 7th time in the semis since their last cup win in 1991, and it looks like being 7 defeats in the semis. They haven't won one of these games since against Arsenal 16 years ago. Gascoigne with 2, or Gascoigne with 1 and Lineker with 2. Fabregas caught by Dembele there, and Dembele is getting a little bit naughty, as he did when these teams met in the Premier League at the end of last season.
Yeah, he left a little bit on Fabregas there as he played the ball away. He used all his experience, guy. He knew what was coming. I think you can see by the facial expressions of Mauricio Pochettino, he knows this game's done now.
Hazard, that Spurs supporter, I think knows it too. Fabregas, Diego Costa. That's how it's been for him in recent games. Just a little off target.
And Spurs are all over the place now. Players being drawn out of position. Little runs of Chelsea players are causing all sorts of problems. They're completely disjointed. Costa with his first chance of the game heads wide.
Kyle Walker. Eriksen. Alderweireld. Eriksen. Here's Nkudu. He's breezed past Victor Moses. And puts the brakes on at the right time. What a good run by Nkudu. Shame for him that it bounced back off him and it will be a Chelsea goal kick.
Well, shows that explosive pace, but in the end, it's Moses who gets back to make the block. It ricochets out for a goal kick. Courtois in absolute no hurry whatsoever to get on with this game.
David Luiz has been named as the man of the match this afternoon.
Well, again, there was notes in the programme before saying you need to stay calm today. I think he's held his head. Certainly the changes defensively. Aki's come in alongside him. He's been a rock at the heart of that defence.
When you think what a scare Chelsea had when he went down in pain, trod on accidentally by Dele Alli early on in the contest, he would have been a massive miss. So there's the birthday boy from yesterday. He's going home with the spoils. And do we praise Antonio Conte to the heavens for getting it right, for putting his two main men on at the right time and Fabregas to follow? Or does he get a little bit of stick for not starting them? I suppose he's got everything in mind. He's got Southampton on Tuesday to think about.
Just look at the result, guys. Semi-final of the FA Cup, 4-2. Hazard rolling it to Matic. That is a match-winning strike. Sensational semi-final goal.
He almost looked as though he couldn't believe it himself. If you were going to look at these two lineups and say who's going to get the goal that will win the semi-final, well, he might have been choice 18 or 19. What a goal. Won by David Luiz. It'll soon have been won by Chelsea. Plenty on the Spurs side of things are heading for home. This is no place to be to watch the other lot celebrate. In from Walker. Courtois, plenty on it. Nkudu. Eriksen jumped with Ake, and Courtois will very gratefully smother the ball.
Guy, it's a magnificent stadium, but it is not a place to be if you're a loser, and especially in a semi-final of this magical competition.
Alderweireld diverts it to Walker.
Now you must ask the question what impact this is going to have on the Premier League, with Spurs going to Crystal Palace on Wednesday in what is another London derby.
They're coming thick and fast. They don't actually leave the capital again until going to Leicester on the 18th of May. Next for Spurs, it's Palace, Arsenal, West Ham in a row. 4 points to make up on Chelsea. 2 goals to make up on them in 4 minutes of injury time today. It's very unlikely to happen. Marcos Alonso. Says Fabregas. Chelsea, if they could keep the ball for the whole of those 4 minutes, well, they would. Fabregas hasn't. Semi-final in the Emirates FA Cup that, I was going to say, that hasn't disappointed. That's not doing it justice. It has sparkled.
Oh, it's been monumental. It's been a fantastic semi-final.
There's Harry Kane and Kyle Walker. Walker's clip in. David Luiz with another header out. Eriksen. He's going to have a shot. Courtois knew that that was well wide of his goal. It's a very glum-looking Mauricio Pochettino. He has to stay to the very end. He will now try and get his team and his team, Daniel Levy, up for the Premier League fight in the weeks to come. That's not all over yet. What a day for Chelsea. Reaffirming their status here today as at the moment, England's leading football club.
Yep, the team to beat in the Premier League and now in the FA Cup final.
Dele Alli gets through, is fouled, free kick Spurs. 2 minutes of injury time played, the board said 4, so at least 2 more to go. Harry Kane is not letting Christian Eriksen have a look in here. This will be his.
Kante picks up a yellow card for the challenge, tackling from behind on Dele Alli. The impossible couldn't happen, could it?
One's not enough. If Kane does manage to beat Courtois here, we will see 1 minute of cavalry charge. It's a big if. There's the first part of the equation. Nobody else involved. This is all about Spurs' main man for goals. Here comes Kane. Oh, and it's not gone over the line. It's clawed back by Courtois.
Guy actually spins after leaving Courtois' arm. The contact of Courtois actually made the ball spin and it holds up on the line. Incredible.
What a save that is.
He puts backspin on it and it doesn't go over that line.
Just enough on it from Thibaut Courtois, and the ball put the brakes on. There's a relieved Chelsea goalkeeper and coach. Antonio Conte's aged 5 years this afternoon. Hazard holds off Eriksen. Fabregas. Matic. What is it about this stadium that just brings out the great goals in players?
It's Wembley Stadium.
Cross comes David Luiz, and Kudu's done his best to try and liven up Spurs down the left, but it's not going to be enough. 4 minutes of injury time played.
And he's done that a number of times, David Luiz, leaving his central role, tidying things up. And he's not going to make any mistakes with that. That's going as high and as wide into the crowd as could be to run the clock down.
The whistle that brings loud Chelsea cheers. Antonio Conte's Premier League table toppers get the better of their challengers in the FA Cup semi-final to book their date back here at the end of next month. Maybe by then, with the title won. And if you're going to win a cup tie, Clive Allen, win it with a strike like the one we saw from Nemanja Matic.
Oh, it's a match-winning strike and it's a sensational goal, but the introduction of Hazard certainly made the difference on the hour. Conte got it right. Chelsea picked the game up by the scruff of the neck. It was a magnificent FA Cup semi-final. Chelsea now return for the final.
In the league, the tussle goes on. In the FA Cup, it's Chelsea who will face either Manchester City or Arsenal in a final that could be one to savour too. Blue is the colour at Wembley today. Chelsea 4, Tottenham 2.